So hi, welcome to the Good Noise Podcast here with Derek Christensen. We're going to ask him some questions today. I'm going to start. So what inspired you to start making music?
Um, so when I was in high school, I really wanted to play American Idiot by Green Day in the high school talent show.
Hmm.
And so I played that with one of my friends, and we would just rehearse that, like just that song only every day for like months and months leading up to this talent show.
Wow.
And after it was over, I was like, I want to keep like doing this music thing. And so after that, me and him, we just started like that's what when we knew that we liked doing that, and that's when we just started like trying to write our own stuff.
Okay.
Solid. Did you win the talent show?
No, because
Ah.
I was all scared to like hear my voice be
Mhm.
sung. So I was like, make sure the microphone is like negative volume. And so the whole time it was just American Idiot instrumental with like virtually no vocals. Because I was so
Oh.
scared, I kept like turning it down and stuff. But
You
Wow.
know,
yeah,
that
I got
is,
over that eventually.
Okay,
that's,
that's good.
yeah,
That's
Yeah,
that's completely valid though.
That's fair.
yeah.
So congrats on your newest release. Derek Christensen is a loser. How do you feel
Thank
about the
you.
response to that album so far? Also, you're not. So,
Oh,
Chloe's got Loster here, so it's,
yeah,
yeah, she's got a T in there. So you want
right.
Loster.
oh,
Anyways, response to the
Um,
album.
yeah, response to the album.
Response to the album has been pretty good. Like, I'm surprised at the amount of people that have actually listened to it so far. Like, other like bands on Twitter that I like didn't think would ever like listen to my like just other like DIY band. Like the dude in Cliff Diver was like messaging me about it on Twitter, and I was like, I can't believe like actual bands that I actually have listened to have heard it. So I'm happy with the response so far.
Hell yeah.
That's great.
We
Yeah.
love Joey here.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So is there any meaning behind the album name, the cover art, and why are there exclamation points after every single song
Oh,
title?
okay. Let's start with the exclamation points because they're literally only exclamation points because I'm a big fan of like Bomb the Music Industry, if you've heard of that band.
Okay.
And there's like a couple songs that have exclamation points. And I like really wanted to do like a pop punk spin on that type of sound. And so I was like, I'm just gonna like I did it for one song and I was like, maybe I should just do it on everything just to like um solidify that. As far as like the name, that was just an idea that came to me. And I think that where like my project name is just my like legal first name,
Hmm.
I was like, I have to have something that connects to my like given name to make it like more interesting or like, because if it was like Derek Christensen and like a random album title, it's not as memorable. It's like, it doesn't matter that I'm Derek Christensen, but that it kind of solidifies in people's minds, like my name and stuff. So I figured it would be better to start off. And as for the artwork, originally it was supposed to be like a yearbook photo of me and it'd be
Hmm.
like Derek Christensen and is a loser would be like written in like pen below it or something, but that just looked horrible every time I attempted it. And
Oh.
so that photo that's the actual cover was just a random photo we did for just like profile pictures and stuff. And I was like, you know what? I like this photo and I'm just sitting there alone in a loserish way. So it'll do. And so
Okay.
that's why we went with that in the end.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Can you tell me a little bit about your writing process for this album?
um, yeah. So like, it's never a thing where I like sit down and like work on an album all at once or anything. It's like almost every song on the album is in the order that I wrote it, like chronologically. So
Oh.
each, like, I wrote that album starting like the first song I wrote in the car before a New Year's party, like in 2018. And then the rest of that album got written like throughout of like all of 2019 on just like basically one song a month. And I would just, because I was kind of just going through like what was happening in my life at the time.
Hmm.
So I sort of like, I was just writing about like what's currently going on. Like I kept trying to plan it out and plan an ending, but I just couldn't do it. I just had to like wait for stuff to happen.
Yeah,
So
that's fair. That's really
yeah.
cool.
Thank you.
So I know you said this was written over a long period of time, but can you pin down what your headspace was while writing the album?
So my headspace, I mean, I guess it was kind of like a transitional time in my life, which is what the album is about, because I had a certain group of friends that I hung out with um, a lot after high school that I knew there. And I could kind of tell when I started writing it that like those friendships were kind of like coming to an end.
Oh.
And so I was in like a time where I was like losing friends that I had hung out with for a long time. And I didn't really like know what to do or who to hang out with. And I was kind of like lonely at the time. So that's kind of, it's got a lot of themes of like loss, of like nostalgic things and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of where I was. But ironically, like that group of friends, like I did stop hanging out with them for a long time and that kind of went away. But I've actually like reconnected with them and they've like all heard the album. So it's like, it's different to like think of it now.
That's
But
cool.
that's kind of where I was at then.
All right, solid.
Yeah.
So, while going through the album, what band or artist influence pop out the most, if any?
Okay. Definitely like Bomb the Music Industry or like Jeff Rosenstock or like that.
Taste.
Yeah, thank you.
Mhm.
I just like that stuff that's like, my mom has described several of the songs as sounding like circus music. And I was like, that's exactly what I want. Because there's like the ska and the keyboards and the like xylophone and stuff like that. And I didn't really go far into that. But I like to blend that with like some pop punk stuff that I listen to, like Neck Deep or like Blink 182. Like I wanted to kind of mix those things.
Yeah. Circus music, that's a new one.
Yeah,
I like that
circus
one, though.
music.
That's good.
Yeah,
Circus music.
I heard a lot of the pop punk influences when I was listening through the album. So
Yeah, I kind of thought it was more like, I'm like, oh, the pop punk kids aren't gonna like this. It's too wacky. And now looking at it, I'm like, this is like almost purely pop punk and just a couple. But that's kind of fine because I was in a previous band before this, and it was a little more like modern bass, but like that type of vibe. So I think it's okay for me to lean into like pop punk
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
on
'cause
this.
you're being sad, and now you're gonna just have some fun,
Yeah.
sad fun.
Deserved.
So this question should be like super quick off the top of your head. I want you to describe this album for new listeners in exactly 3 words.
Okay. Well, so my first 2 words, I'm gonna go with energetic and fierce.
Mhm.
And the reason why I chose those 2 is because Spotify makes me pick 3 words when I pitch for a playlist, and I always choose those 2.
Okay.
And for my 3rd word, I'm gonna go with cute, because there's
Cute.
like, yeah, it's pop punk, but I feel like I have like the voice of a child, and I like some of the songs are like about wacky little like silly things, so it's not like really aggressive or scary. It's like a nice pop punk like that, I guess.
Yeah,
Okay.
you
So,
open
yeah.
up one of the tracks. You're like, this is a song about hot tubs. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah, exactly.
I had to listen to it again. I was like, wait a minute. So yeah.
Right.
Did you study by any chance? Because you were very quick to answer that question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I
Called out.
I listened to the podcast. I've listened to like quite a few episodes, probably like a lot of them.
What
So
do you-
because I've listened to all the bands that I like, and then I've listened to some just random ones. So I'm prepared. I'm ready for the death row question. I'm ready for all the questions.
You know, we're gonna pull new ones out of our ass right now, but
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I
That's
have like
fine.
3 off the top of my head. So do you actually want me to pull them out?
no, absolutely not.
Okay.
Thank you for listening. 2, you could do so many better things with your free time.
Hey, no, I enjoy it.
Oh my
I've been
God.
listening to this one and the Your Band is Garbage one. I didn't listen to podcasts before, but like music podcasts, I'm like getting into it right now. So
Solid. Thank you.
yeah, I like it.
Alright. So you already know what's coming up next, probably. Where do you see the project in the next 5 years?
See, this one was good because it forced me to like actually think about that. So I have a well planned out answer, I feel like. So
Okay.
what I want to do for like, I want to spend a year or 2, because I'm based in like Salt Lake City, and I want to get like established in like the local scene there. I want to play some local shows around there and kind of like build up a following that way for the first couple years. And then I want to try and branch out into like doing some touring for the next couple, like opening for bigger bands and like going on pretty small tours.
Hmm.
And then my goal by the end of the 5th year would be to be at a place that I could like do my own tour, like headlining, and actually be able to like sustain that in a like profitable way. And probably release like 2 to 3 albums within that time to like support all that stuff. That's sort of like my plan. I don't know if it's like a realistic plan,
No,
but that's
that's
kind
good.
of like what I'm going for.
Yeah. Here, you got it.
Yeah.
I'm sick. Yeah, that's
Help
cool.
you get
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Year 5, I'll be begging you to let me backstage so that I can do a green room interview.
Mhm.
Right.
So as you know, for the last couple questions, we're going to shift away from music and go straight to death row.
Boom.
Okay.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink? Glory, give me the big boom.
Big boom.
Thank you.
Okay. Last meal. This is one that I've thought about most of the questions.
Mhm. The entire
And I
time
was like-
you're just thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm like, what would I actually eat?
Yeah.
And I think I would eat like some sort of seafood. Like
Okay.
it would be like, because when you go to like Red Lobster,
Hmm.
you don't get what you want because like crab legs is like $35.
Really?
So that's what it'd be. I'd get like, yeah, I would definitely have crab, and not like the 3 legs. Like I'd have some crab. I'd have some like fried fish of some kind, and then I'd have like a lot of fries.
Okay.
And this is the controversial part. And I was like debating if I should say this on the podcast. But drink
Okay.
would be milk. If I'm dying, I know everybody's like, you don't drink milk. I enjoy just drinking straight up milk. And so if I'm gonna die, I would literally eat crab with milk, which is probably really
That
gross.
sounds disgusting.
I know.
You gotta like pick a struggle. You listen to our podcast and you drink milk.
Yeah.
Like, oof.
I know.
Oof.
It's tragic, but I mean that's the whole is a loser thing, is like somebody that would drink milk, you know?
Is it like straight milk or like chocolate milk, strawberry?
No,
That's just...
chocolate, strawberry, it's too much. Just some good old 2%. Like I'll make a cheese pizza and drink like 3 full glasses of milk while eating a cheese pizza. But I only do it like when I'm in the mood.
Yeah.
But I feel like, yeah,
Yeah, you definitely gotta be in the mood for that much lactose.
yeah.
Oof.
Well, that's completely valid. I've never had milk. Well, I've had chocolate milk, but that's completely
Yeah.
valid. I respect that.
It's
Okay.
it's probably just like a childhood thing,
Yeah,
but
Yeah.
yeah.
that's fair. Enjoy your seafood and milk.
And hopefully you don't vomit
Yeah.
before they kill you.
No.
Uh,
So, if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
okay. This is probably a dumb answer,
No.
but I would choose Star Wars. And
That's
I
not
would
dumb.
only, it's not for anything cool. It would
Okay.
just be so that I can play in that band that plays in like the bar thing on Tatooine that plays like that iconic song. And I
Yeah.
would just be at that bar and play in this like space band. That's like what I feel like would be the coolest. I was trying to think of like other fictional stuff, but I was like, that just seems like the coolest thing to me. I don't know why.
I agree. We've never gotten that specific of an answer, but I appreciate it.
Right.
I really do.
Yeah.
Most
No
of them are
problem.
just like Star Wars, and then Glory's like, well, which one? I don't know Star Wars, so which one?
Rebel, Jedi, or
Yeah.
Sith.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you were like, I want to be in that band. And I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's good.
Best Star Wars answer you've
Yeah.
gotten.
Mhm.
So I have the honor of asking the last question, and every single person we've spoken to has said it's the most important question. What's
Okay.
your favorite color?
So I don't know, like my favorite color I would say is like a pink. Like a bright, like bubblegumish pink.
Mhm.
And it's not something I would necessarily like, I don't know. Like it's not like I want my house to be that color,
Mhm.
but that's like the color I want to like eat the most, I guess. And then it's like that's like anytime I see like a pink guitar, I'm like, that's the sickest thing ever.
I
Wait.
consume
My phone
that.
case is pink.
So, like,
Yeah.
Pepto-Bismol pink? Do you like
Pepto
Pepto-Bismol?
Bismol I don't like,
Okay.
but that's a very similar shade. That's like
Yeah.
the shade,
Hmm.
but
So
Pepto
like,
Bismol is gross.
It is.
you rate how much you like a color based on how much you want to eat said color? Is that what I got from that?
Well, yeah, because like everybody's like, your favorite color is like, what are you gonna do with it? Like, you wear a lot of different colors, and it's like the one you want to eat. Like it's like those things on Twitter where it's like, oh, this is the forbidden thing that you're like not supposed to eat this thing, but it looks like it's candy.
Yeah,
To me, pink is always like that to me. I don't know why.
that's fair. I understand that.
It was
Okay.
just like the way you led into it. You're
Yeah.
like, I just want to eat pink the most. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
I didn't
Fair.
plan to say that. Like I feel like I'm cheating on a test because I like have watched the podcast, but
Mhm.
that was just like I don't know why I said I was going to eat it, but I just feel that way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was natural. It's fine.
All right.
Yeah.
So as I said, that is all the questions we have today. Is there anything you'd like to plug?
The only thing I really have to plug is the album Derek Christensen's a Loser. Everyone should listen to that. And then I am doing an original Christmas song this year, but that's really all I have to plug for now.
That's exciting.
But yeah.
Very excited for that Christmas.
Yeah, Glory likes her
Thank you.
Christmas.
I do.
Oh, good.
Well, thank
Oh, I
you.
forgot to wear my Santa hat. Sorry. I was supposed to wear Santa hat.
Oh my God. Well, thank you for sitting out. This has been Derek Christensen, and we're the Good Noise Podcast.